New cologne? I asked casually, folding laundry on the couch. You smell different. Daniel paused by the hallway mirror, adjusting his tie. Yeah, just something I grabbed at the mall. Thought I'd switch it up. I kept folding. Socks. T-shirts. His boxer briefs. Didn't realize you had time for them all. You've been working late all week. Had to grab something for Paul's retirement thing, he said without looking at me. Just swung by after work. Paul retired 3 months ago. I didn't correct him. Instead, I asked, you coming home for dinner tonight? He hesitated. I might have to stay late. We're prepping the Q3 rollout and, of course, I cut in, smiling too brightly. You're always prepping something. He glanced at me, eyes narrowing. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. I shrugged. Just seems like we don't eat together anymore unless it's leftovers at 10 p.m. Daniel exhaled through his nose and picked up his keys. We're not doing this right now. I stood. Doing what? He didn't answer, just walked out the door with a quick, love you. I didn't say it back. Hey, Siri, call Daniel. Calling Daniel, voicemail. Again. I stared at the phone screen. 10:46 p.m.No missed calls. No, running late, texts. Just silence. Again. I sent a quick message. Dinner's in the fridge. No response, when the garage door finally rumbled open. At 11:32, I was pretending to sleep on the couch. You didn't have to wait up, he said, setting his keys down too gently. I wasn't, I mumbled. I fell asleep watching something. Daniel didn't ask what. He kissed my forehead, briefly, like you kiss an aunt at Thanksgiving, and walked upstairs. I stayed lying there, staring at the TV screen, which had long gone black. The next morning, I reached for his phone while he was in the shower. It wasn't locked. That alone felt suspicious. Messages. No names jumped out, until one did. Maya speech balloon. I froze. I didn't open the thread. I just stared at the name. My heart thudded so loudly, I thought he'd hear it over the water. My fingers hovered over the message icon, but I couldn't bring myself to tap it. I heard the shower stop. The panic hit. I set the phone down like it had burned me. Did you grab the phone charger? I asked as he buttoned his shirt. What? He looked at me through the mirror. My spare charger. You took it to the office, right? Oh. Yeah. Forgot it there. I'll bring it back tomorrow. I nodded. Okay. He left 10 minutes later. I stood in the hallway for another 20, still staring at the bathroom mirror, seeing a version of me that looked tired and older and unsure. That night, I asked, who's Maya? He flinched, barely, but enough. Maya? He blinked. Oh, someone from the design team. Why? I watched his eyes. Just saw her name pop up when I borrowed your phone for the GPS yesterday. Oh, he said quickly, too quickly. She sent over mock-ups for the mobile UI. We've been iterating for the, you've never talked about anyone named Maya before, I said. He stared at me, and suddenly she has a heart emoji next to her name. Daniel laughed, but it came out stiff. God, you're snooping through my phone now? You left it unlocked. So you decided to spy? I didn't spy. I glanced. And I noticed something off. He rubbed his forehead. Look, it's nothing. She's just friendly. Some people use emojis. You're reading too much into it. Am I? Yes. His voice sharpened. You always do this. Twist innocent things into drama. I stared at him for a long time. You don't even try to make me feel safe anymore, I whispered. He rolled his eyes. Safe from what? From this, I snapped. From the feeling I get when you smile at your phone more than you smile at me. He didn't say anything. I wanted him to fight. Or explain. Or yell. Anything. Instead, he just turned off the kitchen light and walked upstairs. I sat in the dark with my wine in silence. When did this happen? 7 years ago. We were the couple people envied. Now I was debating whether I should put a tracking app on his phone. I scrolled through our old texts. Happy anniversary, baby. You still make my heart race. Growing heart, can't wait to come home to you tonight. I'm so lucky. That was just 2 years ago. Now? His texts were all logistics. Groceries. Schedules. Work updates, not a single I miss you. Lena called. You sound like crap, she said. Thanks. What's going on? I hesitated. Then, he's cheating. There was a beat of silence. You sure? I saw her name. Her texts. I haven't read them. But I know. Damn. She exhaled. You gonna confront him? Already did. He lied. Of course he did. I'm scared, Lena. I know. What if I'm wrong? You're not. What if I am? She paused. Do you want me to come over? I blinked back tears. No. I just needed to say it out loud. You deserve more, you know. Yeah, I said. I just don't know what more looks like anymore. Later. That night, Daniel kissed me goodnight like he always did, but it felt like a curtain closing. I stared at the ceiling for hours, wondering if love can evaporate without a sound. Then I remembered her name again, Maya's speech balloon, and the silence between us didn't feel like space anymore. It felt like a secret. His phone buzzed while he was brushing his teeth. I hesitated for 1 second, then I picked it up. The lock screen showed a message from Maya's speech balloon. Last night was perfect. I miss your hands already. My vision blurred. I didn't even unlock it. Just stood there, holding the phone like it might explode. My heart pounded so loud I thought I might pass out. My mouth went dry. I heard the faucet shut off upstairs. I placed the phone back on the table, sat down, and tried to breathe. Lena picked up on the first ring. Hey, I was right, I whispered. What? I was right. It's her. Maya. She texted. Oh. My God. What did she say? I blinked hard. She misses his hands. Lena went quiet. Then, softly, I'm coming over. No, I swallowed. I need to do this myself. You sure? He's coming down. I'll call you later. I watched him walk into the kitchen like nothing was wrong. Morning, he said, stretching. You want me to grab coffee on my way back from the gym? I stared at him. Or are you making some here? Who's Maya? I asked. His hand froze mid-reach. What? I repeated, slower this time. Who is Maya? He blinked at me. She's someone from work. I told you. Did you sleep with her? He laughed, confused. What? No. What are you talking about? She texted you. I stood, shaking now. I saw it. Last night was perfect. I miss your hands. Want to explain that? His mouth opened, then closed again. You were reading my texts? He asked finally. That's your response? You went through my phone? I saw the notification. You left it unlocked. He grabbed the phone, like maybe he could erase the evidence just by touching it. This is insane. Is it true? He didn't answer. Daniel, I said. Look at me. He met my eyes, and that's when I knew. I'm sorry, he whispered. For what? His silence was the confirmation. I felt my knees give, and I braced against the table. How long? I asked. I didn't mean for it to happen. How long? A few months. A few. I stopped, choking on air. While I was planning our anniversary trip? He didn't say anything while I was wondering why you wouldn't touch me. It wasn't like that. Then explain it to me. It just started. I don't know. I was stressed. Things between us felt off. So you found comfort in her hands? He looked away. Do you love her? No, quick, automatic. Do you love me? He hesitated. That hesitation was everything. I backed away from him. Where are you going? He asked. To get out of this room before I say something I can't take back. He followed me. Can we talk about this? Please. I messed up. But it doesn't have to end us. I laughed, bitter. You don't get to decide that. I didn't mean to hurt you. You didn't mean to get caught. That's not fair. I turned to him. Fair? You looked me in the eye every day and pretended everything was fine. You kissed me, slept beside me, made breakfast like you weren't sleeping with someone else. I was confused. No, I said. You were careless. He sat down on the edge of the couch, burying his face in his hands. I was lonely, he said into his palms. You were always tired, always busy, always distracted, so you cheated because I didn't give you enough attention? I'm not blaming you. But you kind of are. Silence settled between us like fog. I should have known, I said softly. The way you smiled at your phone. The gym obsession. The new cologne. It didn't mean anything. Don't say that. I mean, it wasn't love. But it was still betrayal. I ended it. When? A week ago. I stared at him. Why? I felt guilty. Not guilty enough to tell me. I didn't know how. I sat down, finally, because my legs were shaking. I want to fix this, he said. I looked at him. Why? Because I love you. Do you? Yes. Then why wasn't that enough? He didn't answer. My phone buzzed. A text from Lena. Do you need me? I typed. He admitted it. Still breathing, Daniel looked up. Are you going to tell people? I don't know yet. He stood and took a step toward me. Can we try therapy? You want therapy now? I want to save this. I laughed. It sounded wrong. Hello, Daniel, I said. I don't even know who I'm looking at. It was a mistake. Stop calling it that, I snapped. A mistake is forgetting to take out the trash. You made a choice. Repeatedly. I'm sorry. I stared at the floor. Do you want me to leave? He asked. I shrugged. I don't even know what I want. Then let me stay. I didn't answer. Later that night, I found myself in the hallway, staring at the framed photo from our wedding. I touched the glass. The smile on my face looked real. The vows in my head echoed. for better or worse, but I never imagined worse would look like this. I slid the photo off the wall, turned it around, and set it face down on the table. The water was freezing, but I couldn't move. My arms were wrapped around my knees, forehead pressed to my shins. I didn't cry. Not out loud. Just sat there, letting the cold pound over me. Like it could wash him off. His voice kept playing in my head. I was lonely. Her text repeated like static, I miss your hands. I stared at the tile. Watched a drop fall from my nose. I couldn't tell if it was water or tears. I reached out, grabbed my phone off the counter with trembling fingers, and typed one sentence. Me, I can't breathe. Lena's knock came exactly 49 minutes later. I counted. She didn't wait for me to open it. Where are you? In here. She found me on the bathroom floor, wrapped in a towel. I didn't look up. She didn't speak for a minute. Then she sat beside me, opened the wine bottle with her keys somehow, and handed it to me. Drink. I did. It burned. Tell me. I saw the message again. I whispered, same one. I nodded. I keep hearing it. I miss your hands. Like a chant. God, he's disgusting. He admitted it. I know. I looked at her. Did I do something wrong? Don't you dare. But maybe I pushed him away. Stop. Her tone cut clean through. You gave that man everything. You planned anniversaries. You made his doctor's appointments. You smiled through his family dinners even when his mom passive-aggressively asked if you'd given up on babies yet. I laughed weakly. She left a voicemail today. Said she hopes I'm not making Daniel's life difficult right now. Oh, I'd love to make her life difficult. I handed her my phone. Here. Listen. She pressed play, his mom's voice. Hi sweetie, just wanted to check in. Daniel said you've been a little emotional lately. Maybe don't let your feelings get the best of you, okay? Relationships have bumps. You don't want to push a good man away. Lena's mouth dropped open. She knew. I think so. She knew and said that crap to you? I don't know what hurts more. The betrayal, or the gaslighting. They're part of the same poison, she muttered. God, I want to burn this whole house down. I looked at her. Want to help me do something else? Name it. Make a list. A list? Of things I deserve. I need to remember. Because I can't right now. My brain keeps looping the worst parts. She stood, walked to the kitchen, came back with a pen and an old notepad from our junk drawer. She clicked the pen. All right. Say it. Love. She wrote it down. Respect. Say it louder. Respect, I repeated, keep going. Honesty. Safety. Loyalty. Someone who doesn't flinch when I touch their phone. She added each one. What else? Effort. Good. What else? Someone who doesn't make me beg to be chosen. Her pen slowed. I'm writing. That in bold. I don't know if I believe any of it, I admitted. You don't have to yet. That's my job until you can. I let my head rest on her shoulder. Later, we sat on the couch in silence, legs tangled, wine nearly gone. He's still upstairs, I said. You want me to wake him up and scream in his face? No. I don't know how I'm supposed to sleep next to that. You shouldn't have to. I want to scream. Or sleep for a month. Or disappear. Then scream. Or sleep. But don't disappear. Don't let him erase you. I looked at the list in her lap. You think I'll believe this someday? I know you will. An hour later, after she left, I walked back into the bathroom, turned the shower on again, let it run cold. I needed to feel something that wasn't him. Are you Maya? She blinked, confused. Sorry, do I know you? I nodded once. You've been texting my husband. Her lips parted. Wait, Daniel. I smiled without warmth. So you do know him? I didn't know he was married, she said quickly. Too quickly, no? I tilted my head. Not even when he left our anniversary dinner early to fix a server issue. I thought you two were separated. Did he say that? She glanced over her shoulder like someone might save her. He said, you were living apart. That it was complicated. Complicated, I echoed. Right. He slept in my bed 3 nights ago. Was that before or after your little weekend getaway? I didn't know. Did you ask? She hesitated. He said you knew about us. I laughed. Loud. Ugly. I had to wipe my eyes. Are you okay? She asked. I pulled out my phone, pressed record. What are you doing? Documenting, I said calmly. Just talk. Say exactly what you just said again. I don't feel comfortable being recorded. Neither did I, when I found his messages while washing dishes. I didn't mean to get involved in whatever this is. You are involved. You're sleeping with a married man. He said you were done. He says a lot of things. She crossed her arms. If you're here to blame me, I'm not here for a fight. Then what do you want? To see your face. She blinked. What? I wanted to look at the woman he chose to lie with. I wanted to see if it made sense. And I studied her. Pretty. Polished. Not a trace of remorse, it doesn't, I said. Maya's jaw tightened. You came here to humiliate me. No, I said, slipping the phone into my bag. You did that to yourself. Daniel called that night, you went to her? His voice was shaking. She deserved to know. You had no right. You lost the right to dictate my behavior when you started lying to my face. You recorded her? I did. That's insane. What's insane is cheating on your wife and expecting silence. This is between us. She made herself part of it. You ambushed her. I asked questions. She answered. If she felt ambushed, that's guilt talking. I told you I was sorry. And I told you I was shattered. You can't just, Daniel, I said, low and steady, you don't get to set the rules anymore. He was quiet. I could hear him breathing. You crossed a line, he said, you erased the line. I stared at the ceiling after he hung up. I didn't cry. I just listened to the silence. It didn't feel hollow. It felt like control. Can we talk? I didn't answer. Daniel hovered in the doorway. Please. I flipped the page in my journal. He tried again. I know I messed up. I'm trying here. I scribbled down a sentence. He wants forgiveness, but not change. He stepped closer. I'm still your husband. I stood, picked up my coffee, and walked past him. Are you seriously just going to ignore me? Still nothing. He slammed the door behind me. I didn't flinch. You've been silent for how long? My therapist asked. 5 days. And you haven't said a word to him? Not one. She nodded. What does the silence feel like to you? Control. Peace. Guilt. No, why now? Because I begged. I cried. I asked him to choose me. He didn't. She leaned forward. Do you want to stay married to him, or are you afraid of being alone? I blinked. I don't know. Yes, you do. I sat back. I used to be afraid. Not anymore. What changed? I smiled. Me? Therapy? Seriously? Daniel scoffed. Yes. You're not even speaking to me, but you're speaking to a stranger? I closed my book and stood. She listens. He followed me down the hall. I said I'm sorry. I'm here. Isn't that worth something? Being here isn't the same as showing up. So what, you're just shutting me out? I'm protecting myself. I told you I'd fix this. Then go to therapy. He hesitated. I don't need a therapist to tell me I screwed up. I opened the door. Then you don't want to fix it. You want me to forget it. Later, I wrote, he wants redemption without responsibility. At dinner. He tried again. I made dinner. Your favorite. I picked at the food. He watched me. Say something. Yell. Cry. Anything. I looked up. Why? Because this silence, is killing me. I chewed slowly. Good. His jaw clenched. That's cruel. So is cheating. I thought you wanted to save this. I wanted you to care enough to save it first. Therapy again. He cooked? Pasta. And I didn't ask for a meal. I asked for honesty. What would you say to him if you weren't afraid? I'm not afraid anymore. So, what would you say? I paused. Then, I'm not here to comfort the man who broke me. She smiled. Good. Write that down. I did. That night, I passed him in the hall. He whispered, I miss you. I kept walking. For once, I didn't miss him back. I pulled the old journal from the back of the closet, buried under scarves I hadn't worn in years. The cover was soft, cracked leather. The first page read, Our First Year. All the things I want to remember. I flipped through, your sleepy smile when I make pancakes, the way you say my name like it means something sacred. If I ever feel distance, don't panic. Just talk. Always talk. I closed it fast. Lena answered on the second ring. You okay? I found a journal from the first year of our marriage. Oh no. I used to be afraid he'd stop loving me. And now? Now I'm scared I'll keep loving someone who doesn't exist anymore. I sat at the kitchen table and opened a blank page in a different notebook. I wrote across the top, things I can control: lawyer consultation, separate bank account, lock, phone, smile in public, find myself again. Daniel noticed the list on day 3. What's this? He asked, pointing to the notebook. My next chapter. He narrowed his eyes. What does that mean? It means I'm done living like a ghost. In my own life. He looked at the bank envelope beside it. You opened your own account? Yes. He scoffed. Are we really doing this? We already did this. I'm just cleaning up the mess. At dinner, he slammed his fork down. You're dressing different. Going out. Laughing. I'm supposed to stay broken? You're not even trying to fix us. I was trying. You just didn't notice until I stopped. Later that night, he stood in the hallway, watching me pack a small overnight bag. Where are you going? To Lena's. We're not even talking this through. You don't get to be surprised that I'm finally doing what I should have done a year ago. You're acting like someone else. I zipped the bag. No. I'm acting like someone who's tired of being disposable. Who are you becoming? He spit. I met his eyes. Stronger. He didn't follow me out the door. For once, I didn't want him to. Did you tell anyone? Daniel stormed into the living room like a storm cloud, eyes wild. Tell who what? I didn't look up from my coffee. My job's on the line, he snapped. HR called me in this morning. Someone sent screenshots. I blinked slowly. Screenshots? Of the texts. With Maya. My personal messages, from my phone. Sounds invasive, I said, sipping. His voice rose. Don't play innocent. I didn't send anything. He glared at me. Then who did? I shrugged. Maybe karma. You think this is funny? A little. He pointed at me like a prosecutor. You've been waiting for this. I met his eyes. No, Daniel. I survived for this. My lawyer called 2 days earlier. Papers are ready. For delivery, she said. I'll hand them to him myself. There was a pause. You sure? Yes, I said. He handed me betrayal. I'll return the favor with documentation. Maya blocked me, he muttered later that night. I didn't respond. She hasn't answered my calls. Won't even look at me at work. Must sting, I said, folding towels. You think I deserve this? I looked at him. You don't? His voice cracked. You're enjoying this. No. But I am at peace for the first time in months. You're destroying my life. I walked over, pulled the envelope from my purse, and handed it to him. No. You destroyed mine. This is just the invoice. He opened it. Read the first page. His hands shook. You're divorcing me? I already did. This just makes it legal. He called out the next morning. Cowards, he muttered. They didn't even ask my side. They saw your side. In print. With emojis. You could have told me. Warned me. Like you. Warned me before breaking our vows. He stared at me. We can fix this. No, Daniel. You want to patch a house that already burned down. I'm willing to change. You had chances. You wanted comfort, not commitment. I made a mistake. No, you made a decision. Repeatedly. He sat down on the edge of the bed. I'm losing everything. I already lost everything, I said. Now I'm just cleaning up the ashes. When I packed the last box, he followed me to the door. You don't have to do this. I already did. I miss you. I miss who you pretended to be. What if I still love you? I paused, keys in hand. Then you'll learn what it feels like to love someone who's already gone. And I closed the door behind me. It was wedged in the back corner of the sink drawer, next to an old razor and a dried-out tube of lip balm. I stared at the band like it might move. It hadn't seen daylight since I took it off the night he admitted everything. I picked it up slowly. Cold. Lighter than I remembered, still clinging to memories? I whispered to no one. I walked out. The door with it in my palm, still unsure. 10 minutes later, I dropped it into a donation bin outside the Goodwill by the gas station. No ceremony. No goodbye, just clink. That night, I opened my laptop. Created a new blog. No name. No bio. Just a blank space. I typed until my fingers ached. To the woman who thinks love starts with butterflies, sometimes the ones who flutter most leave you hollow. He made me laugh. He made me dream. He made me promises. But when things got quiet, when the house was full of silence and real life, he looked for wings again. I wasn't shiny anymore. I was solid. And solid scared him. He said I was too much. Too emotional. Too sensitive, but all I ever wanted was someone who didn't make me feel like a burden for needing love. Returned. So to the woman wondering if she's asking for too much, you're not. You are not too heavy. You are not too loud. You are not unlovable. You are just finally asking the wrong person to meet you in the middle, and you deserve someone who walks toward you, not someone who turns to someone else when the air gets thick. Let him go. Let the butterflies land elsewhere. You'll breathe better when they do. I didn't share it. Didn't post it anywhere public, but the next morning, my phone buzzed. Lena, girl. That post. I cried. Me, how did you find it, Lena? Someone shared it in a women's divorce group. It's blowing up. People think you're anonymous, but they feel seen. By lunch, I had 50 messages in my inbox. Thank you for saying what I couldn't. I needed this. You wrote my pain. I didn't reply to most of them. Just let it soak in. Someone out there was finally hearing me. Then another ping. Rachel, college friend, did you write this? Because he saw it. My stomach flipped. 3 minutes later, the email came in from Daniel H. Subject, you win, you rewrite. I was never enough for you. But you were too much for me. I hope writing that made you feel better. It destroyed me, but I probably deserved that. Just do me one favor, don't tell our story like I never loved you. I did. I just didn't know how to state it. I read it twice. Then I closed the tab. Too much, I said out loud, looking at my reflection. I smiled. Good. Because too much finally saved me. This one's already taken, the leasing agent said, flipping a page. I want something small. Quiet. Just mine. You said sunlight and space for plants? Yes, I said. And I want to sign the lease alone. She smiled. I think I have the perfect place. 3 months later, I stood in my living room, barefoot on the hardwood, watering a snake plant named Sylvia. Alina called. How's it feel to have my name on the mailbox? Peaceful. And the silence? Doesn't hurt anymore. You seeing anyone? I'm seeing myself, I said, smiling. She's kind of great. My birthday arrived in early spring. No party. Just me, a bottle of Pinot Noir, and the scent of the new jasmine candle on my windowsill. A text came in around noon. Daniel. Happy birthday. I hope you're well. I miss you sometimes. I stared at it. No anger. No ache. Just stillness. I locked the phone, poured a glass, and raised it to the quiet. Thank you, I whispered, for breaking me. I wouldn't have rebuilt myself otherwise. I met someone at the bookstore the next week. He smiled at me over a copy of The Bell Jar. You like Plath? He asked. She taught me that pain doesn't make you weak. He nodded. Maybe pain makes you brave. I'm learning that, I said. Coffee sometime? Maybe, I smiled. Slowly. Lena texted later that night. Look at you. Soft launching your piece era. It's not a launch, I replied. It's a landing. I passed a mirror on my way to bed. For the first time in a long time, I didn't look for flaws. I just looked, and saw someone I wanted to stay with. Me, that was enough.